Hello, welcome everybody to my weekly Sunday chat. Today I have Phil, Captain Cumming. I already sent out the invite to him, so he should be popping in any seconds now. How's everybody's doing? It's Sunday. The Steelers shocked me last week. Hello, Captain. Look like he's here. Are you here? Did you make it, Tim? Oh, Phil, I mean. Phil,
Morning.
say hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you, Phil. Can you hear me? Something's wrong on your end because I can't hear anything from you. Well, until Phil figure out what to do on his end, I'm not sure what I can do on my end. But Phil, is there a coincidence that you joined me today because your Kansas City Chief is playing my Steelers?
No.
You have my sympathy on your team with the loss of Jamal Charles. Okay, I mean, the worst part about football for most of us is that most teams cannot afford to lose one or two superstar. Once your superstar is out, it's brutal. I have no idea how the Steelers was able to win those games the last couple of weeks without Ben, because Michael Vick was horrendous. He looked worse than a high school football quarterback in there. He was just like, I can't throw, I can't see anything, I don't know what to do. It was just brutal as a Steelers fan to just watch that madness unfold. But they won. But this week they at Kansas City. I have no idea what's gonna happen because Landry Jones, yeah. Let's not give him too much credits, okay? It's a bummer, Phil. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me still?
Maybe you need to get out and get back in.
Oh, let me try that.
And on top of the technical difficulty with Phil, I seem to have a problem looking at my the comments. I used to be able to, I thought I figured out how to look at, is this it?
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Hopefully I can see the comments. Okay, I put it up there. Bummer, Phil, I still cannot hear you. And I see you pop back in again. Since you are watching anyway, Phil, you are at least live to see the drawing of the people participating in the trivial game that I will have, okay? So there was 7 people that want to play the game. I think a lot of people just not willing to expose their pretty face. But unfortunately, there's no way to play this game without exposing their pretty faces. So I have 7 players here. Okay, Phil, you're one of them. So instead of, so the best way for me to do is divide the $100 pool into 7, but to make it even, I make it 105 so that every person can win $15. I'll make it easy. I'm not gonna go $14.67.2 or something crazy. So I have 7 names here. What I want to do is I will randomly pick the 7 names. That will be the order of the people that gonna appear on the trivial game, okay? And the way it works is I already picked out 60 plus questions, and it's gonna be best out of 9, okay, Phil? And you only have to get 6 out of 9 to win, okay? So 3 questions from each topic. So even if the participant completely miss all of the question regarding my videos on my channel, if you watch enough superhero movies and knows first appearances and authors and writers, you should be able to nail the other 6 unless you are a total noobs, right? So the odds are good, 6 out of 9, okay? You're talking about getting a C, a D. There's not that many contests where you can get a D and win a prize, a cash prize, okay? So here's the first person. Oh, Shower Man. Luck has it, Shower Man Joel cannot participate until I think July something. So depend on what's going on. Not July, November. November 4th would be, I think, the earliest that Joe can participate due to his traveling. So let's put him back on the pot, because if that's the case, then we might have to wait a long time to start the contest. Okay, so by default, let's not have Joe as the first person. I'm just gonna, oops, randomly pick the name. Let's see. Oh, Brooke from the UK also. Ooh. So Brooke, you first up, okay? And then Comic Creature Nate is number 2. And then Steven is somebody that doesn't comment much. He watches a lot of my videos, but he's willing to appear. So Stevens, you're number 3. I will contact him. I'm not sure if he watched a lot of my chat video, but Steven will be number 3 on the list. And then you, Phil, is number 4, Captain Common. So you should be rooting for the previous 3 dudes to fail. Then the jackpot will be $60. And then Shower Man is next. So now we have Shower Man, which is Joel. So now he's number 5. Number 6 is Mike Smith. Okay, Mike Smith. He usually watch my chat, but I have not heard from Mike Smith today. And last, Jean Paul Peter. One of the old timer on YouTube. So number 7, last will be that. And as I said before, the cash prize is $15 per person if you get 6 out of 9 question. There will be a number 10 question, which is the bonus question, Phil. It's a bonus question. So if you nail 9 out of 9 and you are heading into the bonus round, then you get a chance to win a box prize from me in addition to the cash prize. Okay, so it could be, as I will keep it a surprise, but for sure a copy of this book will be in there. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. So there's for anyone that get 9 out of 9, they will get a chance to play in the bonus round questions, which is just 1 question, and you can win a box of stuff. Okay, so I will keep it a mystery but for sure, how to draw the Marvel way will be one of the prize. So it pays to show your faces. Anyhow, I'm glad I have 7 people that want to play because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a bummer that Phil, I cannot hear you.
You still
I'm not
can't hear
sure
me?
what we can do. You know, is there anything that I can do on my end? Yeah.
I sent you a message.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I see. You wrote, you know, that you just uploaded Windows 10. It must have messed with your settings. The wonders of technology, because you cannot voice your things. Maybe you can just signal the thumbs up and thumbs down for now. Do you watch Arrow? Okay. I finally watched the show last night. Ooh, pains. Okay, the Lazarus Pit is reviving everybody. Holy moly! What did they do? For DC fan, you should all thank goodness that the TV universe is not connected to the movie universe, because it would be a cluster F of nonsense. It's just unbelievable. I cannot believe that they use a Lazarus Pit to revive the Canary. And shockingly, the one person that they couldn't use to revive, Ra's al Ghul, is not. He's still dead. We have a new Raj. A whole lot of nonsense. I'm just like, I'm sitting there watching the show. I'm just like, nobody thought to bring Raj back into the pit when he died, but yet they bring other people in to use the pit. Oh, good God! It just makes no sense.
He prefers it to typing and partially prefers it to pen and paper.
Looked like you were reading something, Phil, and I wasn't sure what you were reading. Perhaps you can type your comments, Phil, in reply instead of speak. Then maybe then I can understand your thoughts in case you have something important to say. Back to football for a second.
You can hear me?
Do you have any hope for Kansas City? They had so much potential. I thought, the first week was, but I understand, I have said this so many times to many football fans that you can be the New England Patriots, but if Tom Brady get whacked in the knee, watch out. It's every team. Dallas Cowboy, Tony Romo, boom, done. The Dallas can be thankful that they're in such a crappy division, right? So maybe halfway through the season, if they can maintain 500, they have a shot. Even the Steelers, now that Baltimore has such a happy season out of it, and so is Cleveland. Losing Ben for 6 weeks might not be so bad in hindsight, because they still get a shot to do well in the division, and that's the most important thing. And so Dallas, the Giant. My son Anthony loved Odell Beckham, but it's painful for him to see to watch the show and like, when are they gonna throw the ball to Odell?
I'm gonna come right back.
Oh my goodness, brutal. Outside of that, let's see, not much going on this week. I got my birthday book, so nothing. That's it. I'm done buying for the year. I'm not gonna. There won't be any splurging on me going forward. For anyone that are watching the show and trying to write comments. My apology, but I think I screwed up something and I can't see. I don't think I can see the comments. But if you do, jump in and leave a comment. Hopefully, I will see it. I see Phil is trying to get back in again, and once again, no
did it work this time?
Well, I will let Phil keep on working on his end and blab on my end. The news on the movie front seem interesting. You know, there has been a lot of chatted, rumors of the Inhumans movie not going forward, and then no, it's still going forward. As I have mentioned in my previous few comments about the topic, is until actors, directors are hired and picked for the role, just like what happened with the Black Panthers, you just have to not take it too seriously what's going to happen 3 years from now. You're talking about movies that are not planned to be released in 2018, 2019, something crazy like that, right? So you're talking years away. Who knows what's going to happen? But same thing, Ms. Marvel is closer to reality, and this is one thing that I love to hear what other people thought about it. I heard for months now, people keep saying Charlize Theron is a perfect choice. I like Charlize Theron. I think she's a wonderful actress. I think she's beautiful. But I don't think she is the right Ms. Marvel. Okay, she's not the right Carol Danvers. And this gonna sound awful, and I'm probably a lot of people is gonna be hating on this opinion. But I think she's a little bit too old for that role. She's in her. I think Charlize Theron is 40 or 41, something like that. And if Marvel is trying to elevate Ms. Marvel, Carol Danvers, into the Marvel universe for the next 10 years, right? I don't think they want to have someone that's going to be in their early 40s starting out. It's not fair for the male, for Robert Downey Jr. to be able to play Iron Man in his 50s, okay? But I think it's going to be tough for Carol Danvers to have an actress in her 50s reprising that role 10 years from now. You got to understand, Ms. Marvel is not going to hit the screen for another 2 years plus. So I think they want to go with somebody younger, and that's one of the issues. The other issue that I think a lot of people don't talk about as far as Charlize Theron and Ms. Marvel is that she's too tall. Okay, sound crazy, but one reason about Charlize Theron that I think limited her roles in Hollywood up until this point is that she's a very tall. She's a model. She used to be a model. She's 5'10". Okay, she's taller than Robert Downey Jr. It's hard to cast her next to many male counterparts. That's why you don't see a lot of tall actresses in Hollywood have a hard time getting juicy role, because for decades, from De Niro to Pacino to Tom Cruise, the majority of the big superstars out there are 5'10", 5'9", or even shorter, right? Dustin Hoffman, you name it. You can go down the list of famous leading men, and very few leading men are 6'1", 6'2", 6'4", whatever. Sure, Chris Hemsworth is a big man, but up until recently, you go back to Hollywood of the 80s, the 90s, it's hard to find superstars that are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", as far as male. So to cast a female lead that are 5'10", wearing heels, you better have a tall man in there. Tom Cruise is not going to play a romantic interest of opposite of Charlize Theron. It just doesn't work. So I think that's why I think Charlize Theron is the unlikely choice to be picked as Carol Danvers. I can throw out a ton of names that people like to use, like that new hot current girl from Mission Impossible. She certainly can do the actions. She's certainly the right size that Hollywood like to cast in that kind of role, because she's 5'8" ish. She can make most male look good next to her, and she can do the action. She got the look. She certainly had the accent that Hollywood love. For whatever reason, that British accent just Hollywood is enamored with the British accent. You would think that the Marvel universe are written from the UK with Cumberbatch and you name it. It just, we're getting a flood of British actors or non-US actors playing many of the big roles, and I'm not, I have no idea why, but for some people, a lot of people that I know express kind of like a complaint that American actors are not getting the roles, and the British actors and actresses, and well, I don't know. I'm not in the casting couch, so I don't know why that is, but it's very obvious. Okay, it's for whatever reason they are getting the role, but not Charlize Theron. So I love to hear people's comment on who they think is the right Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel. Look like Jorge just contacted me and asked to be on the chat. Phil, feel free to stay in and see if you can participate somehow, but I'm gonna send Jorge an invite. If you have not subscribed to Jorge, Phil, I suggest you do. Okay, Jorge, I just shot the invite to you, so hopefully you get the invite. Well, Phil, if you what do you do for a living, Phil? I have always been curious to see what you do.
Hello, you guys hear me?
Oh, look like Jorge is in. Good morning, Jorge.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I just figured out what's wrong. It was me, Phil.
Oh, you can hear me?
This whole time it's me.
I was messing with the mic. Like, I know I can see.
My big apology, Phil.
That's so funny.
All this time, I'm just like, oh my God, what's going on? How come it's not working? Oh, my bad, Phil. My bad. Jorge, I'm sorry. I'm glad. For some reason, when you chime in and I start to notice that the audio beep didn't bounce in, I'm just like, whoa, maybe I turn off my mute button or something, whatever's going on over here. But so, Phil, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I was like.
So Phil, you said that you're in the National Guard, going to college and work part-time at a factory in town.
Yeah.
Mm.
What kind of degree are you going for?
A liberal arts degree.
Okay. Do you know what you want to do, young man?
No. I'm in the National Guard. That's something.
See, I'm old enough to be your dad. something with Jorge. I'm old enough to be Jorge's dad too. I feel.
Well,
Yeah.
I should have finished college like a decade ago. But
Okay, now that we can hear you, Jorge, Jorge might not have an opinion on this, but so Phil, what do you think about Carol Danvers and Ms. Marvel casting?
I like the rumor or whatever going on that Ronda Rousey wants to play Miss Marvel. I think that I just like her because she beats everybody up. But.
Yeah. She can play the role if there are very few spoken lines, right?
Yeah.
It's so I don't know. Like I said, I have not seen her act outside of the Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I've never seen her act either. I haven't seen it.
So I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that she can't act at all or whatever. I have no idea. So, but I think that the constant buzz about Charlize Theron, I think there is zero chance. That's how far I will go and say that. I think there's zero chance that Charlize Theron will ever get that role.
No, she won't.
People keep saying, "Oh, she's perfect." I'm just like, no, she's not perfect. Jorge, do you have an opinion or do you care?
Well, I didn't know that they were. Did they cast Miss Marvel or that's just rumors right now? It's like,
well, they have been rumored for quite some time. There's a lot of rumors about Brad Pitt's wife. What's her name?
Angelina.
Yeah, Angelina. Yeah.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie was attached to be the director.
No.
No.
Yeah, there's a rumor that she's attached to be the director and she wants Charlize Theron to be the star.
No, I don't think that's gonna work. No, just because I mean, you were saying something about Ronda Rousey, and you know what? She's not an actress, so it's like, and I don't even think she, fits the look. I mean, yes, she's an MMA fighter, so to speak, but like there was an MMA fighter before her that's acting. I think her name is Gina Carano. And she did a movie. I forgot what it was called, but she did an action film, and supposedly she did really well. And she was like, people wanted her to be Wonder Woman, for the longest time. So I don't know. I mean, I don't even know that much about Captain Marvel. This is like the female, right? The female Captain Marvel. Right?
Now,
so I don't know so much about that. So I'm not, terribly excited about it. But
Phil, what do you think of Gina Carano?
Who is that?
Gina was basically the face of women's MMA before Ronda Rousey. She basically. Yeah. So you know her, right? Okay. Yeah. So.
Well, I can't remember the name of that movie, Jorge, but I know what you're talking about now. Here's a little trivia.
It was Haywire.
Hey, okay, Phil, if you can watch Haywire on Netflix or whatever, go watch it, okay? Now, Jorge, you might not know about this little factoid about her in that movie.
Okay.
Apparently,
the voice.
I could be completely wrong, okay? I could be completely wrong, but I think all her lines and dialogue in that movie was replaced by another actress.
Yes. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
So whatever,
I don't know why.
Whatever she said in the movie and the way she delivered the line was not good enough that they dubbed all her voices.
I heard that.
Oh my! I mean, they gave her so little lines to start out with, right? Because she was more focused on beating up people, but I'm just like, you have to dub her voice.
I know.
I understand people dubbing my voice on a video because of my accent.
Yeah, but I wonder what was the reason, because I've heard her on interviews. I mean, she doesn't sound like, her voice doesn't sound abnormal in any way, so I don't know why they chose to do that.
I think it's the way, I'm sure Phil and Jorge, all of us, I think speaking normal is one thing, but delivering the line to be believable
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing. It's just like saying, "I love you." You know, it's a lot more to say, "I love you." You know, it's you know, it's like, you know, we don't. That's why Keanu Reeves is just like, you know, the way he is, because he's not the kind of guy that delivers the line that means a lot. Like, in the Keanu Reeves best acting has always been movie where he say very little.
Yeah, yeah, John Wick movie, right?
Yeah,
Have you
it's
seen
fun.
that one?
It's
Right.
you
No,
know,
I haven't seen that movie.
I can't wait for the sequel.
Oh, they're making a sequel? Oh,
Yeah, that movie was such a financial success
yes.
that they are just like, Keanu, we got the script for you. It's only 1 page long.
Yeah.
And
You
he's
have
like,
10
he's like
lines.
fantastic.
It's like, Keanu, we got the script for the sequel. It's 1 page long, and you have 10 sentences. That's it. No need to memorize. You know, let's go there, kick some ass. Okay, that's it. And I think that's the problem with Gina is, you know, in the movie, whenever she spoke, my guess is it just came across not believable.
Yeah.
You know, and so they need to add in a tone of somebody that say it with more feeling.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Just to continue with this movie talk. Like, I think I left Nick on one of your videos that I got to see Interstellar. I got to see that movie.
Oh yeah.
That you recommended. And you know, I heard so many opinions about it, but now that I've finally seen it, because I've heard a lot of people, they're like, "Oh, I don't like this movie. I think it's absurd or whatever." It's just, you know. But honestly, I think that Christopher Nolan, he was being really bold with that movie. You know, he was really trying to create a film that was even more, I guess, I don't know the word, epic than Inception, right? It was like so far beyond and showing like fifth dimension in, you know, third dimension, and visually showing you what the fifth dimension looks like visually, like on cinema, which I've never seen that, you know, in cinema ever. So it was really, really bold. I just think again, I think the script was not really well worked out. I mean, it had a lot of great concepts, wonderful scenes, wonderful moments. He just needed to smooth it out of the rough edges. And I don't know, it could be an issue of timing. Maybe the movie was greenlit, they had the money, so they were like, "Nolan, we got the money, we got to go now. We got the money now. They can't wait, let's do it now." Okay, let's do it. And it went ahead, you know?
Yeah, well, good thing that you chime in today, because Phil is a big fan of the movie, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've watched it twice now. I got it on DVD, and I saw it when it was released in the theaters.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, it's all about like the science fiction aspects is what I really like. Like, they did stuff that you know, apparently never seen before. All the like nods and the tip of the hats to earlier science fiction stuff was cool to see on film. And I mean that's pretty much. I just really I like how they left it open to where if I don't think he'd really make sequels that much, but they could make more of this series. You know, is what I think is cool.
Yeah, I think he intentionally left it kind of open-ended without the need to do a sequel, just like Inception. You know, he kind of leave a little twist at the end where he's just kind of just like, how would I write the next part of the story, right? He let the audience I like the way he leave his movie so that it give the audience a chance to ponder, like, gee, what would I do if there was a sequel?
Yeah, like, is he going to go out and try to find his woman, you know, that he loves out, you know, wherever she is?
No, I like Interstellar a lot. Interstellar is one of those movies where I cannot give it a 4 out of 4. In my book, as I mentioned last week with Jorge, is for me, a movie that get a 4 out of 4 is a movie that I can watch over and over and over again, and I love it. It's just like last week with the big Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I give that movie a 4 out of 4. I love that movie when I was in high school, and I love it ever since. I watched that movie so many times, and it always it brings me joy and warmth, and it's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, I watched that one yesterday.
Yeah, so for me, that movie get a 4 out of 4. Interstellar, the more I think I give it a lower rating when they first came out, but now that I rewatch it twice, it's not quite a 4 out of 4, but I have rewatched that movie twice now, and it's up there, like at least 3.5. My view of the movie improved because it actually got better for me the second time around.
Mm-hmm.
The first time was kind of like, whoa, I'm so confused with this fifth dimension stuff, and the sign is confusing the heck out of me. But the more I watch it after the third time, I appreciate, just like Jorge said, I appreciate what it tried to do, and it almost hit the perfect notes for me. The good part was fantastic. The bad part was kind of clunky, but not horrible. As I mentioned many times before, the part that I had the biggest complaint is the scene with his mother, his daughter. I mean, at the end, that scene bothers me the most. But other than that, I love the scene where he saw the video with his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And the next scene that really got me emotional was when he was in the fifth dimension, and he saw his daughter in the room, and he screamed at her like, "Mom, tell him not to go." Like he's like screaming that, begging her to like convince him to stay. Those are really wonderful, powerful scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why my complaint at the end was so annoying to me. Like, this whole movie, this whole build-up emotional connection with him and his daughter, and then it's just like, hello, mother, hello, daughter. All the grandkids were just like, who's this guy?
You know what? I did notice that. It's like, he walked into this room and everybody just sort of looks at him and, they just let him walk in. They don't even no reaction, no nothing.
Yeah.
And so
that scene was the worst scene of the movie, because I'm just like, oh, if that scene was somehow, it would have been better if there was nobody else in the room but her.
Yeah. But I kind of took it as when they saw him, like, do they know who he is, or do they even, like you don't really, none of those people have, like, an emotional connection, because they've only probably heard stories about him, or, they've never met him before. So there's, no emotional connection. So it's like, I could see some people just, like, staring at him like, who, like...
Yeah. I understand. I'm sure that's the way. I think that's the way Christopher Nolan want us to understand. But to me, it's just like, if I see my dad, okay,
yeah,
after missing him for 40 years, and he come in, and he has never seen my son, his grandkid, I certainly would say something like, "This is your grandfather." I wouldn't. There was none of that stuff. She just lay there, just like, hello.
But what could have overpowered that scene was just, again, it's like you said, have a slightly longer conversation at the end of that scene, just not over the top, but just slightly longer, and it would have been a more satisfying,
Yeah.
But because it was a nice, moment, but just a little longer, slightly longer would have been better.
Exactly. Even 10 seconds.
Yeah.
10 seconds of him breaking down in complete tears would have done it for me. But the fact that he cries more on the
that's right. Yeah. I know.
It's like, dude, just holding her hand and kiss it is not enough. This is like.
Yeah. No, it is a beautiful film. Very, very, very bold. So now I can say that with confidence. So when anybody ever says to me, "Oh, Interstellar, that movie sucked," no, it didn't suck. It didn't suck. It was very, and I like Christopher Nolan. I've seen his stuff since that movie Memento. Like when I heard that he was gonna direct Batman Begins, I had already seen Memento, so I knew. okay, this is a very, very interesting choice. I like where it's going. And I remember, like, even when I went to go see Batman Begins, you know, I don't know, I feel like in every movie there's a moment where you're still not in the movie, you don't trust the movie, and you don't really are happy yet because you're waiting for something to show up that's going to ruin everything. But in Batman Begins, when Bruce Wayne was sword fighting with Ra's al Ghul on this glacier, on the ice,
Yeah.
and the Hans Zimmer score came in, I said right there, I said, that's it. I'm in. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I like the movie. I can relax. This is going to be good. And that's it. And I let go, and I enjoyed the movie. And I actually prefer Batman Begins over The Dark Knight. I thought Batman Begins, to me, was a better movie. But anyway, that's my opinion.
I can't say enough about the score. Zimmer is amazing. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Interstellar score was just powerful.
Yes.
Powerful. I mean, I listened to that score. I don't buy any of the CDs because you can listen to all those stuff on YouTube. But I listened to the score from The Dark Knight, from Interstellar to Man of Steel, you name it. I mean, the guy is a genius. It's just he can do wonders with music, and Interstellar had incredible music. I can't say enough about it, but Christopher Nolan is a very cerebral kind of guy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Although I will say he's cerebral, but not to the degree. Like, I feel like there's the other director I think of who is an old director, like Stanley Kubrick, was very cerebral, but he was a lot more cold. Christopher Nolan is cerebral, but he puts in a little more emotion than Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a wonderful movie. And now, I'm not aware what is Nolan doing next.
I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
How about you, Phil? Do you know?
No idea.
Because I heard about after he did Batman, the third movie, and we heard about Interstellar for 2 years. Since Interstellar, I have not heard anything. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe he's taking a break.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing something. We just, he's very secretive.
His main theme is, if you look at all of his movies, or the movies that he, is not based on the Batman franchise, every single movie, like Inception, like Memento, Interstellar, the main focus is the topic of time.
Yeah.
About time with him. It's in some variation. So he likes that. That's like his thing.
Yeah.
So I don't.
There's an obsession with the man.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched the new Mad Max movie last week.
Finally. You finally started.
Yeah, finally. I've watched them on DVD like months later.
So what did you think? You like it? You love it? Let me hear.
It's like if they made to me it was like if they made a Mad Max movie now, but it was the same type of movie that was made in the 80s. Yeah. I was like, it has the same type of stuff. They're driving and they're having battles on the trucks and stuff. Cool special effects. It just doesn't have Mel Gibson, it has another guy. So It was good. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was good.
Yeah, to me, my biggest surprise. Jorge, have you seen the movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, the biggest surprise for me when I go see Mad Max was Charlize Theron and whatever that and the actor, I don't even know I forgot his name now.
I liked him a lot though.
But he was like almost like a supporting. He was a supporting cast. Charlize Theron was a lead.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest surprise to me. It was just like, whoa, it's Mad Max, but it's
not.
Not. I mean, it's so in many ways I like it, but at the same time, to me, it's a hard movie to rate as far as like this, it's not a movie where I say you must go and see. It's if you like that kind of Mad Max Road Warriors, over the top car chase and just craziness. The dude on the guitar.
Oh, that guitar.
It's just insane. That's the kind of thing when it's just like you just it's kind of the kind of movie where you just had to turn off your brain, not overthink logically, and just like let's just go with the like overdrive and just.
And I you know what, I tell people that too. It's like I think of two words. I think of relentless and insane. That's what I think of Mad Max. But you know what? It's like because like people will say, oh, but that's not a Mad Max movie. That's not Mad Max. Like, all right, I think certain people are attached to the older films, and you're not. It's one thing if we're talking Star Wars. Like I understand, the classic Star Wars is great. The prequel movies just do not feel like Star Wars at all. I don't know what that was, but Mad Max movies, like I can look at the newer ones and I can say, in my opinion, this is Mad Max. It's newer, it's slicker, it's harder, and it's more intense than the previous ones. I love Mel. I think he's a better Mad Max, but we're not gonna go back in time and try to get young Mel Gibson. We just forget about it. So Tom Hardy was he did the role. Good, very, very, didn't say much. But the movie, I think, was just it was like a visual feast. And I appreciate George Miller because when I saw that movie, I knew this guy is a master director. Beautiful compositions, great shots. The storytelling is superb, amazing storytelling. And, of course, like the action, I told somebody when I saw that movie, I haven't seen action that hard-hitting, and I don't even remember when was the last time. And it was like so refreshing, It's like, oh my God, I love it because it's so intense, And so
when I did the review for the new Mad Max movie, the word I used was just like you said, Jorge, relentless. I used the word relentless, and it was like someone never let go of the pedal. It's just like full speed, and you just like it's just like the head down of the roller coaster ride, and it just keep on going. It's no bottom.
Yeah.
There's no bottom, and you just go. And my one complaint about the new movie is that like how the first few Mad Max movie, the central theme of like getting the gasoline, shortage of gasoline was a big issue, right? In the newest Mad Max, outside of them in the beginning when they left the compound to go get the gas, that was it. After that, everybody had so much gas to chase everybody. That was like, I would like to see one scene where the truck slowed down, like, oops, we're out of gas, But no, everybody was just like full speed because we just have a lot of gas to chase down the bad guy or the good guy or whatever. It was just.
Yeah, I think it's because like the issue was then the women, right? That was like the issue, trying to save the, I don't know, what do they call those, the women, whatever. Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed it, and it's true. Yeah, Charlize Theron was great, and probably this Halloween you're gonna see a bunch of Furiosas all over the place, So for sure,
As far as upcoming movie, is there anything good coming out between now and Christmas besides Star Wars?
No, I don't think so.
Nobody wants to go see Star Wars.
Yeah. And by the way, I was gonna check out. Have you seen Jurassic World? Have you guys seen Jurassic World?
Yeah, I saw it last week.
Yes.
I haven't seen it, and I tried to watch it last night. I actually tried like 2 days in a row. I tried to turn it on, and you know what? It hasn't caught me, so I had to just stop. I'm like, all right, I'll come back to it. And you know what it is? It's just like I watched the movie, and it's. I don't know. It doesn't stir any interest in me. It looks very, very, it's CGI, right? So everything is like super, super slick, like really slick, which is bizarre because I look at like Mad Max and clearly I can tell, they enhanced the desert landscape. The two colors that I see in that movie are like orange and blue. Look at that movie, orange and blue. Those are the colors.
Mhm.
And obviously it's not really natural, but I look at Jurassic World and it's like everything is so sanitary, like so clean, like I know it's high definition, but everything is so crisp and shiny, and it's just so, I don't know, I can't get into it. I'll try again, maybe it's me, but
Well, I did a movie review.
okay, for Jurassic World.
Oh, I did not have many kind words for that movie.
So you didn't really you weren't into it? You didn't like it?
I give it, I think, 2.5 out of 4.
Yeah.
It's a summer popcorn movie. Turn off your brain.
Right.
Not so. I mean, Chris Pratt is the best part of the movie.
Yes.
Well,
Right.
and the thing that got me is when, like, the dinosaur, the smart dinosaur, and they're like, where did he go? Where did he go? And then all of a sudden he's really smart and he was in the cage the whole time. And it's like, you had a tracker in him. Like,
And then, of course, the beautiful lead actress, right? Bryce Howard.
Yeah.
The whole movie, she's running around in this sexy dress.
she didn't change. I mean,
and it does not get dirty.
Oh, really?
And she wear high heels. I mean, I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
Even Michael Bay would not do that.
Right.
You cannot have a light sky blue tight dress on with matching high heels running through the jungle and it stay clean.
That's really bizarre. Yeah.
So that was probably the worst part of the movie for me, because I'm just like, not as her fault, but as a director, I'm just like, have some common sense.
Yeah.
You cannot have her wearing the same dress that stay clean for the whole 90 minutes. Come on.
I felt like that was a movie that I was hyped up all summer to see, and then when it came out on DVD, and I'm like, oh, I'll go buy it and watch it with the kid, and then I watch it and I'm like, this movie was too hyped up this summer. Like, it was not as good as the hype was.
It made a ton of money.
Yeah.
It's once again, it's but that's the same thing with like the Transformer movie. It's unfortunately the movie industry no longer catered to us. Okay, it might sound awful and elitist to say it, but the movie industry catered to non-US market, because if you look at the Jurassic World thing, more than twice the revenue came from outside the US. Two-thirds. So they don't care what me, you, and the three of us can sit here and say it's a crap movie, but if somebody in Brazil is like, oh, it's so awesome,
It was better. I'll say this: it was better than the other two, though. The Jurassic Park 2 and 3. I mean, those were really bad.
Yes. So a lot of movies now are making so much money outside of the U.S. that they need to. There's a formula. Hollywood is an industry that has a formula to make money. It's out there to make money. Okay, let's not sugarcoat what they do. And I have made a few videos talking about this topic because Jorge and Phil, you guys might be too young to know, but for decades, movie was made to be 90 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a standard. That was a standard because people say anything more than 90s are too long. People would be bored out of their mind. They could not, right? But then slowly over the past 15 years, as Hollywood globalized the world, okay, you gotta understand, back in the 90s, movie was not shown in Asia, not in Russia, okay? That doesn't exist, okay? But as Hollywood globalized the world, they realized that the majority of the younger, paying, non-US audience want special effect, want action. So now, instead of 90 minutes movie, you get 2 hours movie with an extra 30 minutes of explosion. Now it's more explosion, more sky building falling, breaking apart. It's like because that's what the audience want. People are willing to pay because they will sit through a 2 hours movie with extra 30 minutes of fluff.
Mm.
You know, and that's
Right.
what, and Hollywood's like, hey, if that's what they want, we're gonna put in 30 minutes of building blowing up and skies falling and more girls shaking booties and you name it. We're gonna give you what you need to pay and I think that's the worst part of the trend that has been going on for the past 5 or 10 years. I mean, even garbage movie like that Ghost Rider, the sequel. Have either one of you see the sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie brought in twice the revenue outside the U.S.
Right.
It's insane. Even bad movies doesn't matter. It has special effects.
So basically, superhero movies are sort of an excuse to have the special effects extravaganzas. Like, is that what it is? Like, they're making superhero because that's a good way to. First of all, the characters are known, you know, and then secondly, you can add effects and do these, you know, big set pieces. I don't know. I mean, maybe both of you have seen Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to see that movie, and I cannot tell you what the plot of that movie was. Precisely, I cannot tell you. All I know is something about a gem, and I don't know. I can't remember because it's too much, right? So I walk out of the movie, great moments, like, you know, cute little things, kind of funny characters here and there. I did not like Chris Pratt in that movie. Everybody's always so funny. I didn't think he was funny. I thought he was corny. That's what I thought. Maybe that's what the character was. He was corny, but I just thought he was lame. And I walk out of the movie, and I was like, wow, what an extravaganza. And then I'm like, somebody asked me what it's about, and I was like, I don't know. I don't remember what it was because it was too much. It was too overly complex. But I don't know. So, but everybody loved that movie. They thought it was like amazing, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean it was okay for me. Phil probably liked it more than the three of us.
I liked it. I thought Chris Pratt was funny though. I'm on the other side.
Yeah, I thought Chris Pratt was funny.
But I like corny, so you know.
But it was the same Chris Pratt that you would see in Jurassic World.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, he was playing himself. You know.
Yeah.
It's so I didn't have a problem with the movie. I left Guardian of the Galaxy. I wouldn't say I say I'm in the middle. Okay, I say I don't love it like Phil, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Mm.
I'm surprised enough, but not surprised enough to see it twice.
Yeah, I agree. I feel the same. Like, I wouldn't see that movie twice. You know, once is enough. I can't see that movie.
But that's where, you know, back to my movie rating thing. You know, you tune out for a second there, Jorge. But you know, I told Phil that, you know, with Interstellar, it was one of those movies where I gave it a lower rating at first, but now that I see it 3 times, the rating is not 4 out of 4. But I like the movie more and more each time I saw it. It resonates more with me, and with most superhero movies, I just can't bear to watch it even twice. You know, it's hard to believe as a big comic fan as I am, but you know, I'm just like I can't. I watched the last time I saw a movie twice was Avenger 2, and that was a mistake because I'm just why did I do this?
I didn't even like that movie the first time.
Yeah, I thought I liked it more than Avengers 1 the first time, and then I went to see Avengers 2 again, and I fell asleep halfway through the movie. I'm just like, this is so boring. I'm like, oh my god, why did I do this to myself? You know, why did I waste $10?
It's a very rare quality. Certain movies just have that replayability. Not all movies, but some movies do, and I can't precisely tell you, you know, what it is that certain movies have that ability. So, I mean, I could say even like the old that old Spielberg movie, like, well, you know, one of his classics, the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've seen that many, many times.
Yeah.
And more than the other two, like Temple of Doom and the third one. But when I tried to see that Crystal Skull one, and I can tell you where it loses me. Precisely right after he escapes the nuke the fridge scene.
Oh yeah.
You know, after that, that's it. That's it. It goes straight down, because then you have the sun come in, and then it gets like, I don't know. It just loses itself. But you know, I was fine. I thought the beginning of that movie was fantastic. They show Harrison Ford, and he's like much older. I was like, whoa, you know, it's so cool. Holy cow, you know. So I was in it. You know, in the warehouse, he cranked the whip, he swung onto the jeeps, and this is an Indiana Jones movie. But again, after the nuke, I had no problem with nuking the fridge. Yeah, it was over the top, but Indiana Jones is known to be over the top, so it didn't surprise me. But after that, I was like, oh, it lost me. It lost me. And I was like,
there's a lot of movies that, you know, resonate with me where I can see multiple times, and we touched on this topic last week.
yeah.
You know, and sadly, the last 5 years has not yielded a lot of movies that I can watch again and again and again. And Interstellar would probably top the list.
Yeah.
Mm.
Me, it's comedies. I have to watch comedies over and over again. It's usually
I think for me, you know, like I can watch Beverly Hills Cops.
Yeah.
A dozen times. I have seen it more than a dozen times. It's funny.
Oh, it's funny.
Even like 48 Hours, that's just hilarious.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I said, there's a lot of movies in the 80s that I can watch a million times.
Mm-hmm. Eddie Murphy movies, Coming to America. You know, that's like probably the best movie.
Yeah, even the 90s, great. One of my favorite silly movies I watch almost every year is Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh yeah.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And you know, for many modern younger people, they might say, "Oh, that movie is garbage." But for me, that's a 4 out of 4 because I can watch that every Thanksgiving and have a good laugh on that thing.
What's sad is most of those people probably don't even know who John Candy is.
Yeah, John Candy. Oh my God, I love John Candy. I can watch Uncle Buck 10 times. You know. He's just wonderful. He's a warm, you know, he's warm-hearted, funny guy, you know, and yeah. So I have to say, you know, I one of these days I will do a series where I list off movies that I can watch over and over and over and deserve a 4 out of 4. But you know, for sure, I agree with Phil. Comedy probably had more.
Like Police Academy and Revenge of the Nerds, even though those movies are like really corny.
Yeah.
They were really funny too.
But you know, when it comes down to like serious movie though, it's tough to find serious movie that get a 4 out of 4 because the topic sometimes is just too jarring to see again.
Too jarring? Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, I've seen a few. Maybe not like. Well, yeah, there's some like really serious stuff. Like obviously. That movie, 12 Years a Slave, like that was rough. That's rough. That's rough. It's rough.
It's rough, and I can't see it again. You know what I mean? It's just one of those movies where it's good, but it's so jarring that I'm just like.
Don't want to put yourself through it again. I've never seen that one.
It's just brutal. You know, it's just a brutal. I mean, even like I enjoy, let's say, Saving Private Ryan is a wonderful movie, right? But to me, it's a brutal movie where I can't see it again, you know.
Yeah, I don't like war movies, but that one's probably the best, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's in my top 3 war movies, but I can't see it again. I saw it twice, and the second time was so jarring to me. I'm just like, that's it. I'm done.
Right.
I can't see this movie again. You know, but when it comes down to like serious movie like, you know, Shawshank Redemption, I can watch that movie daily. You know, I put it on and listen to it. It's just a wonderful Morgan Freeman.
You know why? Because that movie gives you moments of laughter, of humor, and you know, and some sort of like it's not just brutal. It's sort of like and I guess it's appropriate because it's all about, you know, incarceration, so slow kind of a decay, like of your, of somebody's hopes or whatever, of trying to escape and live a life. So it's like you get the sense that you're following these characters for years, but it's not boring. It keeps, all the characters are wonderful. They're all memorable, and they all have a purpose in the story. They all serve a purpose. So yeah, really, for sure.
Yeah, so one of these days we should do. Like I said, I'm welcome to do a live chat with you, Jorge, on your channel about movies because, like I said, it seems like you're a big movie fan. Phil is a big movie fan. I am.
I've gotten out of movies lately just because of the spectacle. I think of the blockbusters. It's like they're just too much. Like the last movie that I really enjoyed. I don't even know if I really enjoy it. I just like the breath of fresh air. Is the Birdman movie with? Like I've watched that one twice, and I'm like, I like it, but I don't really understand it too much. I just like it's like I like something different, And
it is. I think we are getting very close to the point. I would say like this is like the peak of the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're getting close to the point where some audience are getting tired of superheroes.
Yeah, I agree.
I know I am. I know I am. I have been tired for a while now. I look forward to see Batman versus Superman, but it's nowhere near the level of excitement for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Star Wars between now and Christmas. It's all about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. I got my tickets already. Did you guys get your tickets?
Yeah.
I do not have tickets yet. But I for the when the prequel came out, I was one of those fools to come out and see the first showing, right? And wow, what a disappointment that was.
Yeah, I think they sold. I think I read somewhere that they sold 600 million tickets in pre-sale already.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's gonna be so insane. It's gonna be absolutely insane. And the best part of seeing the sequel, the prequel, when it first opened the very first night with all the hoopla, was before the movie started. Where I went, right, there were so many people bringing their lightsaber, right? So just when they turn off the lights,
right,
the whole theater lit up with lightsaber rising.
Cool. That's so good.
That was a cool moment. Trust me, I sat there in the back, right? I purposely sit at like the last row because I saw all these kids and adults with lightsabers. So I'm just like, this is gonna be very cool. And when the light go dark and you see all these lightsabers just like rising, it was just like so awesome. It was a visual feast. And then the movie started. And then it was downhill from then as far as the movie is concerned. And I just look at the clock. It's 12:05. I need to run, folks. It's been a fun chat as always, Jorge and Phil. For sure, we do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Phil, for the first 15 minutes of technical difficulty. It was I was a dummy. I'm like, my volume is down, but I can't hear him. I can hear myself. What is wrong? Oh my God, that was horrible. That was just like horrendous. That was one of the biggest I'm so stupid kind of thing. Well, anyhow, thanks you guys for joining me. It makes it fun. I love to talk about movies. Trust me, I love to talk about movies more than comic books.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me,
guys. And Phil, good luck to your KC.
I'm more about the Royals.
Okay.
Because they're winning.
Alrighty. See you guys next week. Bye.
Later.